Boys, welcome back to another video. It's currently like 5:30 a.m. Like I probably put it on the screen in the last clip. But boys, I want to bring y'all along. Just bring y'all through a morning of mine and how I'm truly just conquering. 5:30 a.m. mornings, and this gets to a point, bro. It never gets easier, bro. And it's been a battle recently, bro. God has really been testing me, and it brings me back to why I've been doing this routine for so long, why I do this. I've been doing this for 100 days. And brother, it never gets easier. We just get stronger at pushing past that barrier. And I think as of recently, I think I've been lacking in a sense. With my videos and, I feel like I just haven't been me, and it's been a battle for me. I think a lot of times in life, we get so comfortable with, a version of ourselves. And sometimes it's not the actual us. And a lot of the times, it's like we're so busy trying to find ourselves, in that. And, the whole time, who we are is just doing the difficult thing. Who we are is doing the uncomfortable thing. But it's like, how do we expect to reach who we could truly be if we didn't have to go through the walls and the obstacles they had to go through, And every morning I have to remind myself that. Cause a lot of the times, man, like I tried making this video yesterday, bro, and I was sitting at my desk like I am right now. Like woke up at 5 a.m. like I do every single morning. But I just didn't feel it, bro. And it's scary because obviously not everybody's trying to make a video at 5 a.m. But when you wake up at a certain time and you do it 100 days, you would expect it at some point to get easy. You would expect it to some point be routine. But honestly, a routine doesn't make it routine. Now, obviously, every single day I wake up, boom, I'm at it. I'm getting at it. I'm doing exactly what I need to do every single time. But the routine never feels routine. What I mean by that, it never feels easy. It never feels, oh yeah, I get to, like some days, I don't want to do this. But that's the whole point. I'm the Jared who I am. I'm the Jared y'all see today. And the Jared who continue to rise to his standard and never fall to his feeling. It's because I was able to put myself through times like this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But I need to do that. When you put yourself in that mode every single day, there comes a point where change is inevitable. And sometimes change is just accepting, brother, we need to change, And it's a perfect example because I came and recorded this video because last week, y'all boys ain't gonna believe it. The last week, I've been trying to make this video, just recording myself. It's been hard. It's been difficult. I posted a video a few days ago, but it's been difficult, bro. It's a perfect testimony on life never gets simple or easy, but we shouldn't want it to, because growth comes in times where adversity is so harsh, where harm is so harsh. You feel like you're pulling yourself to do things. That's really when change and growth is happening the most. And a lot of times we want to anticipate what change and growth actually is. We want to feel like we know when it's going to happen. We don't want to feel like we know when we're growing. But truly when we're growing is when we least expect it, brother. And that's why I do this every single day. So, I'm going to start off. I already prayed. I already did my cardio. I just need to read and journal and then do my 4-step, which is the YouTube video, create some reels, edit, some content, do some client programming, dashboards, build the dashboard that I build out for all my one-on-one clients. And yeah, I'm gonna show y'all a little bit of that. I'm gonna get some coffee downstairs. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna journal. I'm just gonna talk to y'all boys for a little bit, man, and just truly bring y'all through my mornings and just fully document this process, because I don't wanna ramble too long as I do this. But boys, I'm 21 years old, like a lot of y'all boys that follow me know. And brother, this is a journey, and this is truly the journey that I've always wanted. And a lot of times, the things we want, we don't think it's gonna go this way. I didn't think the journey was gonna go like this. I know what I wanted, but I didn't know it was gonna go like this. And that's what makes it beautiful, But I'm reading the Bible. That's what I read every single morning. I read like a page. I love it. And God's been dealing with me lately, bro. It's a blessing, though. It's a blessing, though. So we're going to read, and then I'm going to journal. I'm going to get to y'all boys after. boys, so I just finished up journaling and reading. Now I'm gonna get some coffee. I always get coffee in the beginning of my mornings before I do anything. Well, not before I do anything. Once I get past my routine, then it's almost like I'm earning my coffee. So after I did the cardio, after I did the reading, after I did the journaling, which usually takes like not even maybe 30 minutes, I go get my coffee and I can immediately get in some deep work. This is what I live for, bro. Everything I've done up until now, my lowest moments in my life, the hardest times in my life, times where I didn't even understand why it was happening for why it was happening. It led me to who I am today. It led to right now. A lot of times it's hard to understand. The hardest times in our lives, it's bringing us to who we become tomorrow. It's bringing us to who we become next month. God gave us one option already, and he gave us the option to wake up. I woke up today at 5:15 a.m., which is a blessing. So God gives one option, and he wakes us up. Why wouldn't we give everything in our power to give ourselves one option? It'd be 10 times better than who we were the day before. A lot of times we want to give ourselves all these options of what I'm going to do today. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do today. I'm living mindlessly. I don't have a routine. I don't have 5-step morning routine, 4-step morning process. Like, bro, you're just setting yourself backwards. You're giving yourself more than one option. But I want to give myself one option every single day. And that's what this routine does. Every single day, no matter what I want to do, I know exactly what I need to do. What I have to do. It's the one option. And I'm aligning exactly what God wants me to do. So, boys, I'm going to get my coffee. And we're going to get after it today, brother. We're going to get after it. I love these days, bro. I love just the blessing in this life, bro. And I love that I can bring y'all boys with me. It's just a raw, I always love these raw videos, bro. It's just no flashy pop-ups. Just me, bro. Me and you. Me and y'all boys. But boys, we're going to get after it. It's almost like I don't have a clock. Let me see. 6:09 a.m. Not too bad, but let's get after it, man. Let's go. All right, boys, it's a little past 7 a.m. I got a little work done. Now I'm about to head to the trail, talk to y'all boys for a little bit. And this is what I do every single day, bro. Like I've worked like actual job or 9-to-5 job in a few hours. It is what it is, bro. Like, do I feel like going over there and working? Absolutely not. But this is the reality of it, bro. It's just temporary. Everything I do, let me wipe this camera. Working at that job, I already know. Every single day, it's just filling my standard. I'm not anything I do now. Working at that job, whatever it might be. I know I'm not gonna be there forever. I'm not planning on being there forever. A lot of times we gotta realize what we do in this life, things we're doing currently, it has to change at some point. Whether it's a job or whatnot. Every single day our standards should rise. I don't want us to keep doing what I'm doing right now, regardless of I'm not even just talking about the job, but anything we do now has to change tomorrow. We have to be building towards something new tomorrow. It's almost a constant effort of what can I do better? What can I be better at? Even with that job, it's a blessing that I even have a job where I could, work towards my actual goals, work towards, being the greatest version of myself. It's a blessing, So I'm not gonna complain. I don't complain about I have to go to work. No, it's a blessing, bro. And like, going to this trail, I never do cardio on treadmills or in the gym, bro. It's probably the dumbest thing ever to just go into the gym and walk on a treadmill, bro. Like, I always tell everybody, bro, go to a trail. Like, this is beautiful. If I could, I don't want to turn around the camera, but the sun's going up. Like, going on an actual trail where you can get steps in, that's where the best thoughts come, bro. Where you're outside, you're getting, vitamin D. If you're at a trail, no phone, put your phone down, just walking and thinking and talking. I never do either my cardio is, my fast cardio every single day is the jump rope. But after I do some work, I go out, I go to this trail and I just walk and think and speak, pray. It's a blessing, bro. Start doing your cardio outside, bro. Start doing your cardio, where you can actually internalize your thoughts. Not on the treadmill, bro, it's pointless. It's pointless. It's deeper than just getting cardiovascular. we really want to control our mind. We really want to conquer the mind. Conquering the mind is in so many different ways. But, one of the biggest, most important things for me has been debriefing. After certain amounts of work, after certain amounts of effort, it's taking a step back and really internalizing the thoughts, bro. And that's what I do every single day. Come out to this trail and just, think and speak, But, regardless, boys, it comes down to, if we're not grateful for what we have now, if we're not grateful for the effort we're able, just the opportunity of how much effort we're able to put in to fulfill the goals we have now, if we're not grateful, we don't have gratitude in those times now, how do we expect to get what God has planned for us later? If we can't even accept and have gratitude for what he's already given us now, how do we expect to get what we want? A lot of times we gotta understand, brother, like, we have goals, we have visions, but how do we expect to be given those visions? How do we expect to be given those results if we're not able to handle what we're given now? A lot of times, brother, it's so easy to get caught up in, oh, I want this, oh, I want that, but we can't even handle what we have now. And that's one of the biggest lessons I've had to learn recently. God has blessed me with a lot of opportunities. God has blessed me with a lot of gifts. And there's been times in my life where I've just, kind of just taken that for granted. I've made progress, especially recently. Last couple months, I've made progress. I've been able to build this, been given this opportunity to, build this community of men and just come on camera and just document the process for y'all boys of my life. And just how we can all just build this up together and just conquer, our lives, conquer, have the best, most impact on not only ourselves, but on the people that come around us. And that's what I want to build, just men, not just that get jacked, not just that build that unbreakable mindset, brother, but that use that to impact everyone around us. Because that's what this life comes down to. How many people can we bring to glory? Can we bring to God ultimately? And brother, really what I'm getting to, God has really been dealing with me. And I've really just been learning that we're given these gifts for a reason. It's never to get easy. We're not given these gifts in this life so life at some point gets easy, because quite frankly, it never gets easy. If we're given an easy life, that means we're not doing enough. And recently I've been learning, brother, no matter how far I get, no matter how much progress I make, I always have to understand every single day we're back to square one, we're back to ground zero. And that, there's never a point of complacency. There's never a point of, oh, I made it. I think there was a point where subconsciously I got to a point where, oh, I thought, there was an I made it moment, And I've had to learn that the hard way, bro. I've had to learn, bro. There's always another gear. There's always another level that we have to hit. And I think that's the blessing in this life, bro. Is understanding we have so much opportunity, so many blessings, and you don't know who's watching you. You don't know who's looking at you to make the moves. You don't know who's looking at you to be disciplined. You don't know who's looking at you to push the boundaries. That's why every single day I wake up in the morning, 5:30 a.m., 5 a.m., and I'm saying, what can I do differently? What can I do better than who Jared was the day before? Who am I? How many times have you asked yourself, who am I? Instead of asking yourself, why me, why this, why that, who am I? What effort can I put in? We gotta stop taking this thing for granted, man, because it's the blessing in this life is the opportunity we have to do what we want to do. And a lot of times what we want is what we need in the moment, and that's a big lesson, bro. And it's amazing, man, because even coming making this video, bro, it's been hard this past few days. Recording content's been hard. I feel like I lost the juice. I feel like I lost the fire, the spark, whatever you call it. And it's almost like sometimes we have to lose what we currently want for what we need in that current moment. And sometimes that takes a little bit of hiatus from what we love to do, and building this community, making these videos is something I love to do, man. And this is always been a dream of mine. For a long time I just procrastinated on this thought of making videos and all this, but I wasn't ready, and I think now just opportunity of just living out this life and being an example. And I don't want to teach you guys. I want y'all boys to be relate to me. I always say that I don't want to teach you. I want to be relatable. And in that, I know if I should impact one life, that's all that matters to me, man. But being 21, And a lot of times it's so easy to get, man, I want to be successful. I want to be successful tomorrow. But is that what you need right now? You got to understand, what do you need right now? A lot of times we have to understand, if we were given what we wanted, we would fall apart, and we would just fall apart. Because that's not what we need, And a lot of times we're not the person who's able to sustain that. That's why you don't have it, So, but that's really what it comes down to, man. And right now, I actually passed the trail. I was so locked in talking. I actually passed it. So I'm gonna turn around, go in there, and if y'all boys are wondering, I don't eat until like around 10, 11 o'clock. I wake up at 5, eat at 10, I fast like the first 5 hours. That allows me to really lock in. My mind is really the sharpest in the morning. I get the most done in the morning, bro. It's honestly the biggest blessing ever. It's like a whole different world, bro. It's like no one's awake. Well, people are awake right now, but at 5 a.m., not that many people are awake, and that gives you a time to really get ahead, bro. So I fast those first 5 hours. I eat a big meal: ground beef, eggs, rice, avocado, cheese, whatever I want to put on it. And then I eat another meal 5 hours later, or like around sometime in the afternoon. Usually the same meal, or just ground beef and rice. And I go to the gym late nights. And that's what my days look like, bro. Constant work, constant progress. And right now, it's just the beginning of the day, bro. I've already had a few hours into the day, and I've already got so much done. And that's just the raw reality. That's the reality of conquering your mornings, getting after it in the morning, bro. Like working on the mission, but as well as doing things you don't want to do, which is going to my 9-to-5 job, going to work, A lot of things I don't want to do. Even making content, even things I love, things I don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? But boys, I won't talk for too long. I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next clip. I don't know what I'm gonna show y'all boys next, but after I do this cardio, I don't know if I'm gonna wrap up the video or if I'm gonna show y'all a little more. But regardless, I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next clip. All right, man. We're back at the desk doing some work, building out the program. The dashboard, just getting some work in. It's currently 9 a.m. right now, and brother, this is my life, bro. I'm gonna go cook and eat probably like an hour from now, and then not fast, but probably go on another debrief walk, and then I'm gonna have to go to work. And brother, what I really want to build out here is for my one-on-one clients, for you guys, it's just the path to greatness. We all know, sometimes we don't have an idea of what greatness is to us. To me, and that's why recently I've had to remind myself, why am I doing what I'm doing? I've watched some of my older videos, like when I first started in January, and I've really had to dig back, into, cause I journal every single day, so I've had to dig back into my journal and really go back to the earlier stages of my journey and see, why am I doing what I'm doing? A lot of times we gotta remind ourselves, why am I doing what I'm doing, man? Why do I want to change? Why do I feel the way I do? And that's what I want to provide in this program for my one-on-one clients. There's so much value, brother. And I can't really show you. Maybe I could turn the camera around. I'll turn around in a second. But, to figure out, why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want these changes? That's why I provide the 4 pillars of greatness, which I'm going to show y'all a little bit of it in a second, which is mindset, habits, nutrition, training. And, this isn't something that I build overnight. Like, this is something that's going to continuously build, continuously just I'm going to continue to make changes to this. So whenever someone comes upon my one-on-one coaching, there's just so much value to the point where bro, I know exactly what I need to do to fulfill the goals I have. And I have to do that for myself every single day. Like I said recently, I've had to go back and dig into old journals, dig into old videos, and just find out why I'm doing what I'm doing and what do I need to do to fulfill my standard every single day. Because even me, bro, recently it's been so hard for me to really find that spark again. I feel like I've lost myself, like the authenticity in myself. I started thinking about the wrong things. I started thinking about just thinking things in vain. I feel like I was making videos in, thinking of the materialistic things instead of thinking of why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's deeper than getting jacked, just deeper than the physique. It's deeper than all the other nonsense. I want to build something, this is why I make these videos, brother. I know one day I'm going to look back at these and just know, Jared, you was getting after it. Just know, man, look at what we built, But my arm is like dying, bro. You would think this shoulder could hold a little more. So I'm going to turn this camera around. Persistent fitness, there's so much here this is something that I just give to all my one-on-one clients, and this might look broad right now, but to everyone, it's specifically tailored to their goals, what they need to do, what they want, what their journey to greatness is. And the 4 pillars of greatness, we got mindset, habits, nutrition, training, and just all the steps I took, to where I'm at today. And I just want to implement that into everybody who comes upon my program, brother. And this is true, just one-on-one, we're building together. And this is something that, I want to build long-term. And I just want to document, for y'all boys every step of the way. But, this is it, brother. This is it. Brother, this is my life, brother. And, I'm going to continue working on this for the rest of the day. But boys, I'm going to wrap this video up. And, this is my mornings, how I'm conquering every single morning. And brother, I'm gonna take y'all boys along every single step of the way. I think I've been documenting, but I don't think I've been documenting to the best of my ability. And brother, I'm holding myself accountable to that. We gotta take this thing to the moon, brother. We're gonna take it to the moon. I love y'all boys. Link in the description. My Instagram is down below. I'm on there more than I'm on YouTube. So if y'all boys want to follow me every step of the way, go to my Instagram, follow me on there, send me a DM. If you have any questions, I'll answer any questions you have. But y'all boys, I love y'all, man. And let's take a thing to the moon. Let's be great. Hey, do something hard today. Push yourself. Let's get it. Catch y'all boys on the flip side. All right, man.